I'm Kaylee, and today I'm rearranging my bookshelves with children's classics. The children's classics are kind of all over everywhere. Some of them are shelved with fantasy. Some of them are shelved right behind me in the classics section. Some of them are shelved just with children's. Some of them are shelved with like special editions that all the editions match, and so they have like their own special spot somewhere. So I wanted to try to kind of glean the children's classics from all the different places where they're found with different genres on my shelves and try to create just one place for all the children's classics. As I got into it though, I realized that's easier said than done because there are some authors that wrote for grown-ups and wrote for children and wrote nonfiction and wrote fantasy. And so it's like, where do you put it, you know? So there are some authors where I decided to take those books and put them with children's classics. And there are some where I decided I want to keep all of this author's works together. And so those books are not going to go on a separate shelf for children's classics. They're just going to stay with the classics with that author's works. So even after going through my shelves, I'm still gonna have just children's classics kind of all over everywhere. But I at least wanted to try to get them in more of a central location for the most part. So we're gonna take a look at my shelves today. We're gonna go on a little bit of a bookshelf tour and just see what we can find and where do we wanna put stuff. So this is what the children's classic bookshelf currently looks like. And this is a shelf that my little brother made for me, and it's one of my favorites. So I have some children's classics over here, but there's a lot of other children's classics just all over the place. So we're gonna start up here at the top, just looking at some books that are not going to move. These are beautiful editions that match. They're so pretty. We have Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. We have a version of The Water Babies and Peter Pan together. It's one of my favorites. It's beautifully illustrated. And I have an edition of The Secret Garden and A Little Princess, really pretty. So Pollyanna's Castle in Mexico. This one can come onto the new shelf. And then I do have another Secret Garden and A Little Princess and Little Lord Fauntleroy. That can come to the new shelf. Yet another edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Adventures Through the Looking Glass. And this adorable little adventure of Hurricane Treasure and J.M. Barrie's Little White Bird. And Wood Magic by Richard Jeffries. I'm not sure about that. Might just stay where it is. And like 5 different editions of The Wind in the Willows, including the Willows series by William Horwood. All of that can come to the new shelf, including the Golden Age, because we'll just keep Grahame all together. But Rudyard Kipling, I think, is just going to stay together with all of Rudyard Kipling. So we have Puck of Pook's Hill and Rewards and Fairies. That's just going to stay where it is. We're not going to move Rudyard Kipling. But I am going to move the 5 Little Peppers, the 5 Little Peppers at School, and a few of the other 5 Little Peppers. Heidi, I think, will probably just stay where it is. I just can't move everything. There's not enough room on the shelves. And then all of George MacDonald is going to stay where it is. The Light Princess and The Princess and the Goblin at the back of North Wind. All of George MacDonald can just stay together. So none of those are going to be moved. And we have a ton of Edith Nesbit. We have The Magic City and The Would-Be-Goods and Harding's Luck and The Book of Dragons. I just love all of these. Those are so fantastic. These can all go to the new consolidated children's classics. We have The Story of the Treasure Seekers and 5 Children in It, and Phoenix and the Carpet, and The Enchanted Castle. All my favorite Edith Nesbit can come along. And my one edition of The Voyage of Barrix by Stuart Petrie, one of my favorite children's classics. And Pollyanna. Pollyanna can come along too. Then we have The Cricket of Times Square and Chester Cricket's New Home. Those can come to the new bookshelf. And all of Marjorie Sharp. We have The Rescuers and Miss Bianca and Bernard the Brave and Miss Bianca in the Orient and The Turret and all the Rescuers books that I love. These are just such favorites, such beautiful books. And I think That Boy Johnny can come along as well to the new bookshelf. And we're going to bring Mary Poppins along as well. Mary Poppins in the Park, Mary Poppins Comes Back, Mary Poppins opens the door. These can all come along to the new bookshelf. Now at the top, I have Little House on the Prairie. That's going to stay where it is in its box set. And I have a bunch of Louisa May Alcott books, Little Women, Little Men, Under the Lilacs, Jack and Jill. Those are all going to stay. And then I have this New York Children's Library editions. Those can all stay together as well. The Wizard of Oz, I think, can come along, and Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, and Ozma of Oz, and Tick-Tock of Oz. I think those are the only Oz books that I actually have, is just those 4. What Katie Did, What Katie Did Next, What Katie Did at School, and Clover. Those can come along. And of course, we have to have The Secret Garden. Why do I have so many editions of The Secret Garden, like all over the house? So we're gonna get all our Secret Gardens together. Caddy Woodlawn, that has to come along, of course. I thought about bringing all the Edward Eager books, but I think I'm just gonna leave those where they are for now because there's just not enough room for everything. So those can just stay where they are. And I think same thing for Pippi Longstocking. Pippi Longstocking is just gonna stay where she is. And Dr. Dolittle, I have all the Dr. Dolittle books, but there's limited shelf space over here. So where am I gonna put Dr. Dolittle? Yeah, for now, those can just stay. All right, I have to move over my little baby teddy bear. They bought that when I was born, so. Okay, green no, I think, oh gosh, I can't decide. Should I leave the green no books where they are? Should I move them over to the new bookshelf? I think they're gonna stay here for now, and then I'll see if I have room for them later. And then Phantom Toll Booth, same thing. I'm gonna leave that where it is for now, and we'll make a decision on that one later, maybe. The Great Brain, oh gosh, this one's hard to decide. The Great Brain at the Academy, The Great Brain Reforms, Me and My Little Brain. I have a bunch of these. These are such fun books. I think I'm gonna leave them where they are for now. Island of the Blue Dolphins, that's probably gonna stay where it is for now. A bunch of these now I'm kind of realizing like, oh no, there is not enough room for everything. The Happy Hollisters though, they can come along. There's only one, so that one can come along. Okay, here is our Wind in the Willows collection. And we have to add in all of the William Horwood additions to that as well. I don't know what it is about Wind in the Willows, but I just see these beautiful additions and I just have to have it, you know? And one of those is actually a jigsaw book. And we'll go ahead and add in the Golden Age as well. So we have all of our Kenneth Grahame together in one beautiful spot. There, it looks lovely. Okay, this is our finished bookshelf. We have some Beatrix Potter in there. I decided to put Heidi in there after all. I changed my mind at the last minute. We have some A.A. Milne and of course all of our Wind in the Willows. And we have the Swallows and Amazons and Anne of Green Gables and every edition of The Secret Garden. I will probably keep tweaking this bookshelf and moving things around and bringing in some of the ones that I left in other places. I'll bring them over here maybe at some other date. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for now, but I feel like it's still kind of a work in progress. So leave me a comment and let me know what is one of your favorite children's classics and what is a children's classic that you do not see on my shelves that you are shocked that I did not talk about it in this video. Let us know in the comments. Maybe I have it and I just didn't happen to talk about it in this video. Or maybe it's a book that I have on Kindle or something. Or maybe it's a lovely children's classic that I've never heard of before and I could use some recommendations. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.